another friend of ours, someone that we work with in the industry, known for mad years, just dropped a really cool solo album. Big Zoo from EO Dub,
Shout out to
from
Yo
Three
Dub.
Kings, him most prolific, RIP Vice Versus.
Vice.
Vice Vice.
Love you, Jason. But Zoo dropped a solo album. He got a couple of features on there. I'm telling you about them. Now, I haven't heard the whole album yet. I'm just digging into it. But the first two singles I have heard, and I like those joints. The album's called No Beast So Fierce, Welcome to the Zoo. And the singles are The Butters, which features Most Pro. Or I think he just goes by Prolific One now.
The Butters.
I'm called, you know, when you know someone a long time, you call them by their old name from back in the
Propane.
word. But Prolific, and the other single, which is also a video, is Black Woman. That's the first one that I saw. I don't know if they came out in that order, but I saw a Black Woman video when I was just going through some stuff at Pop.
Nah,
Okay, when did the video drop?
The Butters definitely came out first. I remember that was the first single, and he had the hoodies for it and everything. It's dope.
Right. I remember also hearing the buzz about the Butters yet, but I hadn't heard it yet. People were like, "Oh, the Butters came out, it was fire." But I like those joints. The video for the Butters is shot really cinematography, like, I don't know, I'm not using the words right. Cinematically, they're walking around the city, and there's a lot of ill shots of them walking a little bit slow mo, and they're just doing the rhymes. They get lyrical, but they also get conscious on that joint. Which seems to be, Zoo's specialty. He's like one of those artists we were mentioning that, he can rhyme. He's got the ill voice for being an MC. He's got a dope freestyle. His lyricism is on point, and he also is conscious, and he doesn't beat you over the head with it. He throws in every now and again a 4-bar, and you're like, oh, he really said some shit right there.
Yeah.
So, props to him for that.
Real quick, just to expound some more, Big Zoo is one of the founding members of EOW, which is End of the Week. End of the Week started here in New York City and is probably the longest running weekly hip hop showcase of all time.
Live show.
Yeah, and him and his two partners, which was Pro and Vice, they would host a show every week for years and years and years, every Sunday, because it's the end of the week and also end of the week MCs. So
and then, after a while, other hosts also got brought into the fold.
Yeah.
And carried a mantle.
Right, but they took this this platform all over the world, and they have chapters in so many cities. In so many countries, and a lot of that had to do with the ideas and the visions of the MC challenge that Vice had come up with, a lot of the segments, if not the whole thing. And it was a year since Vice passed, just last week, and EOW and the people that do EOW, shout out to James Calhoun and
Vanguard,
Ben,
Baxter Wordsworth, Sarah
all of those
Connor
guys
supports that movement. There's so many people.
Dominoes. There's a ton.
Angela Thomas,
But they have a thing called the Vice Versus Foundation, and they looked to give grants to a bunch of artists that are trying to get a foothold in the music industry, and they had a big EO Zoom. They have this thing called EO Zoom now since COVID, where they have basically a whole Zoom channel where they have shows, and they gave out these grants to the winners, and they played music from the winners and a lot of people that were runner-ups, and I got to listen to a lot of that music, and I started following a lot of these MCs and songwriters because it's really dope. Right. So again, definitely shout out to, I just wanted to throw all that in there, but definitely shout out to Big Zoo for his album and, all the work that they do over there at EOW.
That's dope, man. Being pioneers.
Yeah, Big Zoo was one of the leaders of that movement. And I'm glad we got to shout out Vice as well, because he pioneered the challenge, like you said. He pioneered and pushed them to go international, right? He had this phrase, global, I told you, right? And he went all around the world spreading this. I think it's in 13 countries. I could be off by the number by one or two, but
that's crazy.
EOW is all over the world now, sanctioned by them, doing official, and it's great. It gives new artists an opportunity